Guys, welcome to the K4 unboxing. I got my trusty razor blade right here and my coffee. All right, let's get this bad boy opened. Let's see how our packaging is. We got a few pieces of foam. It's all right. There's some bubble wrap between the frame and the box. I would probably rather see some foam right here and here, but at least there's bubble wrap. Now let's have a look at the horizontal view. And down she goes. Looks like we got a couple boxes. Sounds like tools. We got our user manual. Foot pegs, a gigantic wrench. What the heck? Why is this thing so big? What are we gonna use this for? And some tools. Let's see in here. Oh no, the box broke apart. Come on, man. And we got our charger. This will charge the 48 volt battery up to 54.6 volts and it charges at 2 amps. So because the battery is 7.8 amp hours, it should take a little bit less than 4 hours to charge from 0 to full. I believe this is our passenger saddle. Use those muscles. It feels okay. It's all right for someone small. We got a nice slender battery. Let's get this battery charged up. I'm gonna finish assembling this bike and I'm gonna see you guys back at the review. All right, welcome back guys. Let's jump into the specs and after that we can go test this thing on the road. Starting down here, we have 180 millimeter rotors front and back. I like that they use 180 millimeter rotors for this because usually at this price point you see 160. So the 180 should definitely help with some braking power. Paired with that rotor, we got cable brakes. For our wheels, we got 20x3 fat tires. It's not our usual 20x4, but for this setup, it's perfectly fine. It's still wide enough to absorb some bumps and it'll help with giving us less rolling resistance. Above that, we got metal fenders. A little reflector over here and a little light. This light's not the brightest, but you'll get seen while you're riding. It's not gonna light up the night, but people can tell that you're riding by. So if you're doing a lot of nighttime riding, I suggest getting a rechargeable secondary light. Maybe you can put that on the handlebars. Over here, our forks do have suspension. The travel is not that much. It probably only gives us like 1 inch to 1.5 inches of travel. See, to me that looks like about 1.5 inches. We have a little basket that comes with the scooter. And what's cool about this is that it is foldable. So let me show you guys what it looks like when it's folded down. We just bring these down and then we bring everything up. And there's a little latch on top. You hook it, bam, and just like that, our basket is neatly folded up. It's pretty cool that it came with the bike. I like that a lot. I think this little basket adds a lot of value for those that want to go grocery shopping or, you know, take this bike to the beach and put a picnic in there or a blanket, especially if you have a passenger, because then you don't have to put a basket back there. All right, let's move on to the handlebars. Up top, we got rubber grips. They're super grippy. And our mechanical brake levers. They feel okay. They feel like mechanical brake levers. We have 2 little buttons right here. The orange button down here is actually a cruise control button. I've never seen this before. It's awesome. So while you're riding and your hand is on the throttle, you hit this orange button and then you release the throttle and the bike will just keep going. It's definitely nice to give your wrist a little break. The red button next to it is just our lights. And on top of that, we get a little bell. no horn, but you know, this bike supposedly goes 20 miles per hour, so a bell will do just fine. Coming across over here, we do not have a display. We have a little battery readout, and it shows us 4 out of 4 battery bars. Connected to that is our on and off button. This is our power switch. And we got a half twist throttle. Half twist throttle always feels good in my hands. This is my preference of throttle. I prefer this over full twist and thumb throttles and finger throttles. I probably dislike finger throttles the most. Coming down here, like I said earlier, we got foot pegs. Moving on to the seat. Our seat is super wide. This is definitely one of the better seats that I've been on. Caroma did a great job at picking their seat. This bike doesn't have any rear suspension, but the seat kind of makes up for it. Super wide and super foamy. And I like that there is a little lever back here, so you can push up and then fold the seat upward, and you can take the battery out. Here's our battery. It is a 48 volt battery and has 7.8 amp hours, and that equals up to 370 watt hours. I love that this thing has a handle. It makes it so easy to make this portable. So if you're a student or someone that takes their bike to work, you can easily just take this out, take it with you into the office or Starbucks or, you know, any coffee shop, and just charge it while your bike is locked up. When you put the battery back, you want to make sure that it is fully seated on the bottom. You see how there's a gap right there? You got to add a little bit of force to close that. Right there, now it's closed. And then you lock it back up. The Amazon listing does say that this battery should get you 25 miles. Based off of my experience, I think it'll get us around 20 miles, which is pretty solid for the price point you're paying. Maybe 25 miles if you're a smaller rider. Now moving on to the back section. I really like that there's a little grab handle right here. It makes it super easy to carry this bike and, you know, just move it around. But I'm pretty sure this thing is here so that your passenger has somewhere to hold. I like this a lot. It is so helpful. There's a sticker on it that says max 25 kilograms. So that's gonna be probably a little over 50 pounds. But to be honest, I think it can support more than 50 pounds. This thing is welded on. I would trust it to go heavier. This seat is also removable, so you can fit another basket right here if you wanted more storage. To put the seat back in, you just gotta align it with those holes and then push it forward. And then what's really nice is they give your passenger pegs. So many e-bikes are dropping the ball over here. I don't know why a lot of companies will give you seats for your passenger, but then they go and miss out on the pegs. It's so weird how they'll just use this for like a marketing purpose and not give you a spot to put your passenger's feet. It's super annoying, but not on this Caroma. I love this a lot. Now for the juicy part. This is a 48 volt 500 watt geared hub motor. Usually on Caroma scooters, they use a direct drive motor, but this time they're using a geared hub. Geared hubs usually provide a little bit more torque, and you can feel it with this scooter also. This 500 watt motor, it peaks at 819 based off what the listing says. And apparently we can go 20 miles per hour with it, but we're gonna test that later. Last but not least, we have a red reflector back here. No tail light, but we do have a red reflector. It would have been nice to see a tail light and turn signals. Not even turn signals. I would have just liked a tail light. But yeah, that's gonna be it for the specs of this bike. It looks pretty nice. The white really pops, and the step through makes it super easy to get on and off this bike. Without further ado, let's go take this thing for a test ride. I just noticed something on the Amazon listing. One of the pictures says that the rear part of the bike for the passenger actually supports up to 110 pounds. It's kind of weird that it says max 25 kilograms. Yeah, the picture definitely says 110 pounds. Supports up to 110 pounds. I trust that though. It looks sturdy. I would put someone that's 110 pounds back there.